so much, Vivian and Chen. We are now delighted to be joined by Yvonne Green, prize-winning poet, who we've commissioned this evening to write something to share. We will then have candle lighting by Rabbi Joseph Dweck.
Hi, good evening. Profound thanks to everyone who's invited me here tonight. You may have something that looks like this, and for those of you who are not familiar with the Oriental habit of speaking several languages in one sentence, feel free to consult your handout. Daughters of Islam's disappeared. We're Egypt's legacy. Our mothers liked to dress up, managed wit in several languages, became our children's nonnas, yayas, memes, babushkas, metzmeyas, bubas, titas, bibis. With manicured hands, they made konafa, baklava, menena, royeba, told stories of picnics au clair de la lune, said, when asked about King Farouk eating 40 quail in one go, tout comprendre, c'est tout pardonner. They'd fall from the sky in September, exhausted from the migration. They'd be caught running around. They were so tiny. Maidek. You would barbecue many at one time on one skewer till they were so crunchy you could eat the whole lot, even the bones. Our mothers preferred to pepper discourse with the possible rather than the probable, the challenge rather than the inevitable, the exception rather than the rule, mystique rather than matter of fact. Our mothers, ach ya Rab, shored up husbands when they had to rebuild their lives in middle age, translated new worlds for the parents who had sheltered their childhoods, imported for us the sources of their strength, culture, nuance, tolerance, identity. Zayik Yabashaf to brothers. Yaroch Yauni to children. Ahlan wa sahlan to the always welcome visitor. The art of the accueil never lost. We were lucky you'd hear from the men who talk politics, set the bar low for luck. Or shall we say, made it relative to Europe's horrors, the perpetrator of which Farouk, then Nasser, admired. Matchafish, you, my mother might say, if you still spoke. Instead, at 98, you gaze out of your window on Tel Aviv's Herbert Samuel Street, at the same sea you saw when you grew up on Alexandria's Corniche. Not come upset, my New York nonna would have said, ma'alesh, as she served me memories of Central Asia's Bukharian Emirate, from where our King Solomon dispatched men had established silk routes, while our women and children were held hostage to the trade tax their husbands would pay on their return. We were lucky you'd hear from your father, whose parents had fled Russian Central Asia in 1920. The Khan ate in our house, never touched our women. Your great-great-aunt was his court poet. It was the Bolsheviks who attacked the Jews. But the Jews are gone from there too. Mothers, grandmothers, your hand-creamed skin soft on my forearm, you sigh a lesson. Be philosophical, not bitter. History outgrew us. Always us I rasp. Alongside factions in the theatre of war, every one of us allied with Zion, conspiracy, elders of fictions, cliches of cruel cuts. Can you imagine the 9 years after 1948, the creep of Israel hate that became Jew hate, dispossession, sequestration, expulsion, escape for both nationals and the stateless alike? Did all Egypt's, 1956 Egypt's 85,000 Jews go to Israel? My mother was the only one in her family to set up home there 5 decades later, when she and my Berlin-born father left England's changing mood. After expulsion, her brothers went to Brazil, New York, France, England. One refused papers, took his own life in 1963. A brilliant doctor, welcomed to study and teach medicine at the Sorbonne, Cambridge, Montpellier, New York, who couldn't get leave to remain, couldn't face another round of begging for a passport. After the tears, Yodad Bachai, Zeh HaChayim. Nobody talked about the things that were too hard, but they talked and joked all the time about everything else in English, French, Italian, Greek, Armenian, Arabic, Spanish, Persian, Bukharian, moved between cultures without being defined by them, visited each other's places of worship if they wanted to, were word perfect in each other's liturgies. Yes, their friends knew the Shema. They could quote many surah from the Quran, recite the Our Father, sing the hymns, I was told, again and again. And we learn new languages, accents, ideas, inventions, but never lose our own. Spot each other instantly, we children of the disappeared Egypt, memorialized here tonight. The Musa, Munir, Wahba, Wasef, Abdullah, Arwas, Ahad, Nakamuli, Fedida, Rolam, Hayat, Nagar, Cohen, Meir, Boel, Smuha, Asiman, Lanyado, Sardas, Strauss, Josipovici, Rybakov, and so many more.